Hello everyone, how's everyone doing? So today we're gonna be doing the historic quest. We just finished Wimbledon 2 like an hour ago. And we're back again. Now we actually did the original plan to do this today. And that was Yellowstone was gonna do until all they announced Wimbledon yesterday. They like to announce stuff just before it was time. That said, we're still gonna do this today. So let's go down to Grand Bazaar and see what it's about. Not gonna lie, the thing I liked about the trailer was the theme music. What the story is gonna be as a banker, we'll see.
What else did we put on our shopping list? Oh, what a mouthwatering
Are we gonna get to see Nilo? Because we're here in the Grand Bazaar. Maybe she's visiting her.
Biryani anywhere. Let's go get some. We can still add it to the list.
Well, if it isn't the traveler in Paimon.
Hello there. Oh.
Wasn't expecting to see you here.
What was her name again? Let me try to remember.
From being her bodyguard. Not that our friendship was over.
There we go.
We're still the best of friends. The Homayanis also still post jobs from time to time. Their pay is always generous, so me and the other mercs never pass them up.
I told Dehya to just stay at our place when she took one of those jobs a few days ago. My parents were delighted. They even said that it always felt like we were missing someone whenever Dehya wasn't around.
That sounds like something they would say, all right.
They're quite
Always
nice.
so welcoming.
I'm glad that Junior's out is fine now, so her parents no longer have to overly care for her, because we know she ran away from home because her parents were overly concerned about it and didn't let her out. They had good intentions, it's just that they were being a bit too restrictive. But now that the illness is gone, that's no longer an issue.
Anyway, the job is already taken care of, so I was gonna head back to the brigade as soon as I finished a little shopping. But the master kept insisting, and I ended up staying for another day.
You can stay for as many days as you want, Dehya. Father hasn't even gotten around to treating you to his best dishes yet.
You know I'm not the kind of person to stay put in one place like that, my lady. Don't worry, though. There'll always be next time.
There we go.
What? She said they'll treat you to the best dishes.
That
I can't believe you can still refuse that.
That's your reason, Paimon. Of course, if there's dishes involved, she just can't understand how someone could just refuse such a thing.
But wait. Didn't you say last time that you would take me on a trip to the desert? Why don't you just take me with you today, when you leave? There are so many places I still haven't visited yet.
We're gonna road trip?
I'm sorry, my lady, but no can do. There's still a few things I need to take care of back at the brigade. Besides, the desert hasn't exactly been the most peaceful place lately.
Oh, come on. Not this again. That's also what you said last time.
Wait, something
and the
going
time
on?
before that.
I know, I'm sorry. Just give me some more time, and I promise I'll plan the best trip ever for you.
All right, fine. To be perfectly honest, it's not that I wanted to go, it's more like...
Huh?
I feel like something is off about you lately. Ever since you first set foot on the estate a few days ago, you've been acting anxious
Something
and even
going on?
paranoid. Have you been delaying our trip because you've run into some kind of trouble?
Nah, are you kidding?
Would you swear on that? Friends shouldn't lie to each other, you know. I wouldn't pry any further if you're willing to swear on what you just said. But if something really is bothering you, then just tell me. You know I'll help you however I can.
There is something going on.
Oh, looks like Junior's was onto something.
You're too perceptive, my lady. Seems I can't hide anything from you. I just thought that nothing good could come out of telling you about the messy happenings of mercenaries. Knowing too much only leads to more trouble. Mercenary life is a dog-eat-dog world where Mora reigns supreme. Everything operates on a completely different set of rules.
Quite a few people like that. Well, it's not everyone, but still.
That doesn't change anything about what I just said, though. We're still friends, and I can only support you if I understand what's bothering you.
My lady, you're not gonna stop until you drag it out of me, are ya? All right, I'll share what I know. Let's go somewhere else first. This isn't exactly the best place for a discussion.
Plus, we don't know if, I suppose, if it's something dangerous that not many should know, then we could always have a spy on us, which wouldn't be a good thing.
Okay, let's talk here. Just try not to draw any extra attention. As you may already know, the Eremites have both a lot of mercenaries and a complex organizational structure. Many mercs are no different than me, just going around looking for jobs to earn some mora.
Yeah, and then there's, let's just say less serious in a king. That's right. I've actually been doing the new world quest. Not new. I mean, I'll get to the new one, but I'm doing Golden Slumber right now. But I haven't gotten very far, so I don't know much
Yep,
about it.
you got it. I've heard that you've already crossed paths with Ain al-Akmar.
Yep.
They're one of the groups under the Relic's banner.
Oh, so there are more. So those aren't just brigades. Are more like, let's say, groups of groups. So they're not like an individual squad or something.
Oh, you mean the group that tried to sell us the Divine Knowledge Capsule? Yeah, they weren't friendly at all.
Deshret's Relics is composed of many smaller brigades like
got
Ain
it.
al-Akmar. The Relic's headquarters issues orders to all brigades under his control. On any other day, I would want nothing to do with them. Unfortunately, though, the brigade that's stirring up trouble now is none other than Dehya al-Akmar.
Is that the same one or is it a different one?
Khan?
Yeah, I don't know the con.
I think it means beard or something. Believe me, it's a really stupid name. I found it insufferable for years. Anyway, the real issue is that Dehya al-Akmar is led by my father, Kusela.
Okay, she seems to have a bit of a past there, huh?
Say
I'm
what
curious. What the heck happened between you two?
I think I'm starting to understand your anxiety now. But what did they do?
I won't go into details, my lady, but they've been involved in a lot of violent incidents. We're talking hundreds.
In the desert between eremites or something more serious?
Hundreds?
Yep. The scenes tend to be quite gruesome, too. They strip the victims of all
What
their
the
valuables
heck?
before murdering them. Not only have they targeted merchant caravans
So
and
they are
ordinary
literally
citizens,
stealing from people.
but other mercenary brigades
So
as
it's
well.
not just an eremite thingy, a conflict. It's just literally stealing too. And murdering them afterwards.
That's beyond terrible. They won't even spare their own kind.
I don't know how Deshret's relic sees it. All I do know is that Dehya al-Akmar has become more and more aggressive over the last few years.
Are they preparing for something, maybe?
If I don't do something about them, then even my brigade or the people of Aru village could become their next target. I just wish I knew what's driven him to do this.
Yeah. How can your father do such terrible things?
I mean, she was born in... Was your father already part of the brigade when you were born, or what? Because there seems like there's a lot of story to Dehya here.
I don't know.
I'm curious
People
now.
change. He's always been pretty pathetic. But at least in the past, there were still a few lines that he wouldn't cross.
That's setting the bar pretty low.
I mean, if he was even remotely decent, then why would I have to leave the brigade and cut all ties with him?
So she had to actually leave. So when she was born, she was already in it.
He was loud and foolish, with no real sense of purpose. Instead of doing anything useful, he spent most of his
Wow.
time drinking and chasing after women. Of course, the other brigade members were just like him. Their ruckus would go on night after night.
Sounds like a nightmare.
What about your
Yeah.
mother? Did she ever step in to stop them?
Oh, no way. Telling by the father, I feel like something might have happened. She might have been betrayed or something.
Unfortunately, I never knew my mother.
What happened?
I'm sorry, Dehya. I didn't know.
It's all right, my lady. That's pretty common in mercenary circles. Didn't I mention that my father was chasing after women?
Yeah, she
I
could
was
have
the
easily
result of
betrayed
one of
someone
those
else.
Encounters with some random person. He told me that he wasn't sure who my mother was.
Oh, he
And in
didn't
any
even know.
case,
I
she
was
never
one
came
of
to
those
see me.
people. I don't know.
He'd say,
Wow.
"You'll be fine as long as you remember to stick with Dad." But even then, he left most of the parenting to the brigade. The one thing I do remember is that he used to tell me stories. But the problem was that he had terrible taste. He only knew a few stories, and even those tended to be pretty stale. They were tales of desert warriors defeating dragons in the forest,
What?
or stories of mercenaries rescuing princesses from rebel armies.
Sounds like your typical fairy tales.
More or less, yeah. They were interesting maybe the first or second time around, but after about 20 repeats,
Holy
they
heck.
started to get a little dull. He seemed to think those stories were the best things ever, though. He was so into them that he'd call the whole brigade over and make them perform the whole thing as a play. Even the toys he gave me would all be story
Wait,
props.
I don't like
Like
when
the
they do this kind of
helmets,
thing, because
shields, and
sometimes
toy swords.
it means that someone's watching us. I hope
It was
not.
only much later when I realized that the shows were more for him than they ever were for me.
Wait, what do you mean?
What an interesting guy.
I think interesting is the wrong word. He's weird. I guess we can call it interesting, in a sense.
Yeah, I've always found him pretty childish. But that was something I could just shrug off. I had no reason to despise until I grew up and learned the true face of Deshret's relics for myself. Looting, blackmail, violence, and fraud. They not only accepted such heinous acts, they would even openly boast about them. No one in the brigade was any kind of hero. Instead, my father and his cronies were more like the bad guys that needed to be taken down. Did they really think that as long as they didn't do any of that stuff right in front of me, I would never know?
I think I
So
can
they even hit
understand
it
your
too.
feelings. The difference between perception and reality must have hit hard.
Yeah, but don't worry, my lady. It's all water under the bridge to me now. I had a huge argument with my father and left that place behind for good. I'm not investigating them due to any bitter feelings I still have towards my father. I just want to protect
Got it.
those that are close to me.
Why this only started because it's so much more trouble?
Yeah, I told the boys to gather as much information as they could. Most of the reports concern violent incidents. But
Smuggling?
there's also some talk of smuggling.
People or...
I see. But isn't this investigation incredibly dangerous?
Yeah, probably why she also didn't want juniors out getting involved.
It is, but every mercenary lives life on the edge. It's a lifestyle that I enjoy.
That may be true, but it'll be impossible for those who care about you not to worry.
Probably also because Dehya didn't want to tell you.
Well, now you get why I
Yep.
didn't want to share any of this with you.
She didn't want you to worry.
What should we do? They both have valid concerns.
I'll go back to this with Dehya.
Huh? But there's no need for you to get caught up in this mess.
Well, he's super tough, so if he went into the desert with you, then Paimon bets the problem will be solved in no time.
I'm inclined to agree. I'd feel a lot more at ease if you
Count
took
on
me along
me.
to help. I'll wait for news from you in the city until then. Please, stay safe.
I'm honored that you care so much for me, my lady. All right, then let's get moving. Our first stop will be Caravan Rebot, where we can catch up a bit with my fellow mercs.
Very well. I'm gonna enjoy this quest. I have a feeling of that. Probably get to know Dehya's squad too. And we'll probably get to know more of her past. Her father sounded quite cruel though. I'm surprised her leaving didn't cause any violence, because I feel like her father would definitely resort to violence, regardless of who her
Hey,
daughter
Dehya,
is.
you're back. Are these two friends of yours? Likewise. There's no need to be so formal with us. We're a pretty casual crew. Anyway, since
This
we've
guy's
got a
a friendly
newcomer,
guy
let
by
me
the
fill
looks
you
of
in
it.
on what the Khan al-Akhmar's been up to lately. They've become extremely aggressive. Apparently, even their own now have become acceptable targets.
Their own as in like Eremites, desert people, or as in their own clan, so to speak. Ahmar.
They even attack other relics brigades, just the same as any other mercenary brigade.
What the heck, dude? What are they up to then? I mean, that isn't their father's planning, surely. Why would they attack themselves? Is that like an internal conflict?
Even the most ferocious beasts still protect their own. But it sounds like they've thrown that straight to the wind.
That's right. Once they've collected enough loot off the other mercenaries, they sell it off to a different brigade, or turn to merchants on the black market. A portion of their profits is immediately exchanged for more food and weaponry to be used in
Wow.
their next violent operation.
That's terrible.
Yeah, and it really makes you wonder why they're so desperate for Mora.
Yeah, it's like they're desperate. That's what I was saying. They must be preparing for something, right?
A few days ago, Isham and I trailed them for a while, and even disguised ourselves as merchants to conduct trade with them. We were able to learn a few things from the exchange. Rather than saying they're out to plunder and hoard Mora, it'd probably be more accurate to say that they're experiencing an internal power struggle.
That was also another possibility, given that they were having internal struggles between like themselves. So that explains things more.
Wait, a power struggle?
Why would that be though? Is there a leader? Like they're a leader? They're like essentially Dehya's father? Is he dead or something? Is there like a succession war, so to speak? Not really. You get what I mean, right? No, it's not called a war of succession. Would be like for an emperor or for a king or something. This is something else, but you get what I mean, right?
You heard me right. The vast majority of their victims are mercenaries from the other brigades of Deshret's relics. If their only goal was Mora, they could have gone after anybody. The targeted nature of their attacks points to a power struggle between the different brigades within the relics. That's the only plausible explanation we have.
Interesting.
Unfortunately, we weren't able to find out anything more specific. It seems they're also trying to keep things under wraps. Oh, one last thing we discovered was that over the past few years, as Dakan al-Ahmar became more and more active, Deshret's relics as a whole became a lot weaker.
Are they trying to take control or something?
It sounds mighty strange to me, too. Haroon, you can leave the rest of the investigation to us. Gotta say, though, I didn't expect you to go on a whole undercover
That could have
mission
been
during the few
dangerous.
days I was gone. Sounds like you were really putting your necks on the line, no?
Nah,
That was really
nothing.
dangerous, not gonna lie. If
We're
they
just as
attacked you,
concerned
that would
about
be a
the
lot worse.
situation as you are. Dakan al-Ahmar is your father's crew, after all.
What he said.
Who's that?
Besides, Dehya, haven't you done more dangerous
Is he
things
another
than
one
all
of
us
those
combined?
squads?
What we did is nothing compared to your
So
experience.
probably one of our brigade, okay.
Yeah. And while they went to talk with Dakan al-Ahmar, I took a look at the last camp they attacked. Any survivors of the attack?
No, you're just a small floating
Oh,
person.
you're also planning to tag along?
Of course! Paimon is the traveler's most important guide. Wherever he goes, Paimon will follow.
Oh. In that case, then you'd better take care of her too, Dehya.
You see, now, like, yeah, I feel at ease with that guy around. I don't know, he gives a special vibe. He sounds pretty strong. I feel at ease with you going with him. Paimon, like, Dehya, make sure she's safe, okay? Because she sounds kind of weak.
Don't underestimate Paimon!
Don't
Nah,
worry
makes
about her.
sense.
She may look tiny and helpless, but she's been through just as many battles as the Traveler here.
You know, Paimon probably is quite an expert at dodging attacks while we fight. Like, oops, that arrow kind of missed the Traveler and it's going towards me. She's probably good at, like, floating away before it hits her. Aside from that, she doesn't really have any combat capabilities yet. I bet when she shows her true form, it's gonna have quite powerful.
Even if she had only survived on sheer luck, then that alone would still make her quite formidable.
I had no idea. I guess I shouldn't judge by appearances.
Oh, one other thing, Dehya. When you're free, why don't you update the deputy about your upcoming schedule?
Schedule?
We held another recruitment event a few days ago, but everyone only came to see the Flame Main. You weren't around at the time, so people were pretty disappointed to only find our crew of rough, unkempt guys. The deputy put a lot of effort into the event, but it was basically for nothing. Only a few people chose to stay, and that really got to him.
Sorry to hear that. I'll be sure to bring him some great liquor next time. I left in a hurry and I couldn't make it back in time for the...
Gotta admit, I can understand their disappointment, though. You're our brigade's main selling point, after all. Now, if only the deputy could figure out a way to bring a few more smoking hot members into our ranks.
Keep dreaming. Remember the last time I invited a couple gals into the brigade? You all just froze up with your mouths gaping like a bunch
What?
of scarecrows. The awkward silence and weird expressions left quite the impression on them. They were originally interested in joining us, but after that, they both told me they were too uncomfortable to stick around.
Hey, didn't we agree to never bring that
Damn.
up again?
What was that
Huh?
about?
Wait, are you serious? Why have I never heard about this?
I don't think you were part of the brigade yet.
Are you kidding me?
Also,
I
that guy
missed
joined
a once-in-a-lifetime
recently.
moment like that, and you weren't even gonna tell me?
All right. We can tell you about it later. Now's not the time.
Hey, don't you try to change the subject. You and Hisham get your butts over here and tell me everything right now.
He's trying to escape. That must have been kind of awkward, huh? I'll just let them deal with
Are
it.
they always like this?
More or less. There aren't many rules or graces when it comes to mercenaries. We're used to just speaking our minds.
Kind of like a family in a way.
If someone starts getting under your skin, you just yell right back at them. And if that doesn't put an end to it, then you just challenge them to a fight. But we also don't tend to take many things too seriously. Being
So
direct and
running
getting it
everyone
all
out
out of
there.
your
Oh,
system
damn.
as soon as things come up is better than keeping everything bottled up, never talking about it. That's also why I never spare their feelings when I talk to them. If I want to laugh, I'll laugh. If I'm angry, then I'll unload on them. It's hard to stop once you get used to it. Though, I can never do that when I'm with the Homiyanis. Hey, knuckleheads! Can you at least tell me the rest of the intel before you go back to your bickering?
Yeah, you hear her, Holloff? Told you we gotta focus on the investigation first. I drew up a map. Right here is the spot. There you'll find the merchant caravan responsible for getting rid of Dakan al-Ahmar's looted goods. All you gotta do is wait and ambush them in the evening.
Perfect.
We can
Thanks
ask
for that.
We can
Be
take
sure
the
to pass my
questions to
regards
them.
to everyone else in the brigade as well.
Will do. You stay safe, Dehya.
We can just ask them with a little bit of threatening. So let's just go there. We've done that a few times. Why not again? Let's just ambush them there. Then we can ask the questions. Well, by the way, I'm using this team comp. It's pretty fun. Yellen and Sino is pretty cool together, especially when you get the two ults together. It's pretty fun. Still got a level Sino though. And then we got the Wanderer, which, let me be real though, his attacks are pretty cool. They don't really fit with Yellen and Sino. It's like an individual DPS, just doing his own thing every time and every now and then. But really, I just have him because he flies, and I don't think I can explore anymore
This
without
should
the
be the place.
Wanderer.
Let's find a spot to hide and bide our time.
Like, I got too used to Wanderers flying, so for a while I'll probably be using him on the team permanently, nearly.
It's gonna come down to a fight one way or another, so let's all be careful.
No need to worry. He knows his way around a fight.
Yeah, and Paimon probably knows how to dodge like a professional. Because otherwise she wouldn't have survived until now, lore-wise.
I'm not worried about that. What I meant is that we probably shouldn't go too hard on the enemy.
Yeah.
After all,
We don't need to
we
kill
still
them.
need to get information out of them.
Yeah. Paimon time skip, I'm joking. Partially. Where are they?
Here they come.
Oh, there
you
they are.
ready? Let's not give them a chance to react and end this quickly.
They stepped into the wrong place at the wrong time. Oh, we get a Dehya trial. Wait. Pretty good HP. Level 90. C1. Hey, C1. How good is C1? Pretty OP level 11 talent. You know what I'm gonna do? I swear to God, if Dehya isn't good like this, I don't know what to say anymore. I'm actually gonna increase her attack and crit rate. And on top of that, I'm gonna increase max HP. If Dehya isn't good with this, I don't know what to say. Please, please don't disappoint me. Tell me your C1 is her cure. Please. And let me get, I don't know. We got any cryo characters here? I can't configure. Okay, that's fine. Let me start by applying the Hydro to them.
That's close enough.
Gotcha.
11k. Okay, that's not the ult, so I'm having hope for the ult.
You won this one.
Does she have energy problems too? Oh no.
I'll be back.
What? Come on, I wanted to try Dehya. Oh god. I wanted to try her ult with a C3 because the trial didn't give her C3, but she has huge energy. She's about to look like, please buff her.
You're the flame main.
Good. That saves me an introduction. All right, time for a little talk. Are you buddies with Dakana Lakmar now? Tell me, what are they after?
You know the code of being a mercenary just like everyone else. The first rule is to
Well, we can
never
always kill
divulge
you.
key information about our employer. What makes you think I'd talk?
Oh, I can kill you.
That might have worked on an amateur, but I know you're just looking to protect your reputation. Think about it, though. What's your reputation worth if you won't have the other tools you need to succeed in this line of work?
Damn.
Tools like, I don't know, your limbs or eyes? You've got 5 seconds. You might want to think twice about how much your employer's information is worth to you.
Damn.
Whoa!
It's alright, Vaj. You know what she's doing.
I'm not joking around. We can do this the easy way or the painful way. 2 seconds.
Damn.
I'll save you the trouble.
What? Wait. Don't cut your own.
Huh? Are you crazy?
What the heck?
He tried to bite off his own tongue. Quick, search the area for any first aid supplies.
What the heck, dude? Bleeding in her
Definitely
mouth.
didn't expect him to go that far. Thankfully, the wound wasn't too deep, and he just passed out from the pain.
But why would he be so extreme?
I just wanted to test his mettle. You can get a lot of mercenaries to talk just by threatening them. I didn't expect him to be willing to go through so much pain just to deny us some intel.
bleeding on his mouth too, which means that guy didn't want to talk.
Well, he's out cold for now. We could wait for him to wake up, but maybe it's not.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It'll be a waste of time to interrogate him again after that.
Yeah.
He might just hurt himself again if we start asking. There are lots of goods around here.
Wow. That guy was a little bit crazy. Weaponry too, huh? There are medicines though, which we can use on him. What's that box?
We found a piece of paper with a bunch of names on it. Maybe it's a record of.
Let me take a look. If this really is a merchant caravan, they should have a record of their transaction. Yep. I see an entry for Dakana Lakmar right
that's
here.
the name, right? of her
Kusela,
father.
Idrisi, Bashar, and Takriti. All familiar names. Dakana Lakmar has been trading for a hefty supply of food, weapons, and medicine. It seems that in the past, they used to receive some canned knowledge as well. This caravan is just one link in their logistics chain. Once in the rainforest, the caravan will exchange the looted goods for Mora, and the funds will then be passed to a specific person. That person will then pack the caravan full of necessary goods, which will then be brought right back to Dakana Lakmar. Wait,
Then what are they after? The products that they're receiving, weaponry or something?
anyway,
Well,
the
what's their
next
end
part's the
goal?
records of the goods themselves. There are a lot of entries. Everything was probably sourced from the rainforest. Huh?
What's wrong?
Shahzaman Homayani?
Wait, that's the... Is that her father? Dunyarzad's father?
Homoyani? You mean Dunyarzad's family?
What are they planning? It seems they're in cahoots with one another.
Could it just be another family with the same last name?
I'd be surprised to find someone with the exact same first and
Oh
last name.
no.
Shahzaman Homayani is Dunyarzad's father.
Are
and
they
the
in
head of the
cahoots?
Homayani
This could be
family.
painful for... It could even be dangerous, actually, for Dunyarzad.
Just what the heck is going on here?
Just make sure... If Dunyarzad tells her father about this, and if their father knows she knows, I don't think Dunyarzad is safe. Let's analyze the situation. I don't know what there is to analyze.
I'm sorry. You're right. I'll consider what we found and not jump to conclusions just yet. But what this piece of paper confirms is that the Homayani family has been providing
Why?
goods to Dakana
Now, what is
Lakmar.
even their end goal? What are the
What
goods?
if the
Weaponry?
Homayanis have been kept in the dark and don't know they've been trading with Dakan Akhmar?
That is a possibility, but I somehow find it doubtful.
That's a possibility. But if that was the case, why is this caravan specifically named Shahzaman as their person of contact? They could have just as easily bought goods such as food
Yeah.
and medicine directly from Caravan Rebot or Port Ormos.
Spencer was actually aware of this, and perhaps he's been supplying the brigade's operations the entire time.
Funding violence and looting. The brigade gets the goods, and he is paid the proceeds from the sale of the loot.
The heck?
But why would he do something like this? It's not like the Homayanis are in need of money.
I honestly have no idea.
What's going on?
I've been to their estate many times, and I've never noticed anything suspicious. The only potentially large expenditure I could think of would be the treatment costs for Dunyarzad's Elazar. Maybe they borrowed a lot of more in
Wait.
the past?
Wait, I think I could see what's going on. Just a theory. If let's say they had to borrow a lot more, maybe they had to borrow more from the Kana Lachmach, and now they're forced to give them goods because, quote unquote, oh yeah, but wait, we gave you a lot more in the past, and now you have to provide us with this. And that's why they're being forced to help them. Maybe that is a possibility, and that would actually explain why there wasn't anything suspicious in the mansion. Because well, the father is actually an honest guy, but also why they were forced to do this. That would explain things, actually.
But that's still just a speculation.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
it
think
is
the
a
master
speculation. It
would
is a
stoop so
theory,
low
a
to make
game
Mora.
theory. Even then, maybe they didn't know they were borrowing more in the past. Maybe the Kana Lachmach was actually the one who introduced, who met up with their father and said, "Hey, yeah, you want more to borrow, but we don't know. You don't know where to actually manage to borrow all that amount for a cure. You know what? I'll give you a lot of more." And that could be how it started. And now he's been pulled into a loophole he can't escape. I mean, surely a lot of people have already heard about cases like this. And I don't mean just in games, unfortunately. 100% no.
You're probably right. I know my lady's personality, and she wouldn't deliberately keep something like this from us.
So one is hiding things, his father, or two is just being forced to do it.
But what should we do now? All we found is just another
We're gonna be able to
mystery.
turn back.
If you ask me, we already have no choice but to confront her about this.
Dunyarzad?
I'm not worried. It's too early to make a verdict yet. I still have faith
I don't
in the
think
Homayanis.
I trust Dunyarzad. She's not. If anything, his father might be a culprit. Still, it's just speculation. But Dunyarzad, 100% no.
Let's go find my lady again. We'll tell her everything and see if she's willing to lend us her support.
Just make sure she doesn't get herself in danger. Because if her father is in on it, and Dunyarzad tells us, okay, what's this about? Then she might be in danger.
If we're lucky, we can not only figure out the mystery of this paper, but also follow the trail of breadcrumbs to the people responsible at Dakan al-Akmar.
Dehya, are you sure this is the best decision? What if instead of getting the help we need, we just end up revealing everything we've discovered to the enemy?
Yeah, that's kind of my issue. We don't want to make them suspicious that we are suspicious, because that could lead to troubles.
I've considered that possibility, but even still, I want to tell her what we found. I think I owe her that much. True friendship is built on trust.
Don't worry, Dunyarzad is like, she wouldn't do that. If anything, her father maybe, but not Dunyarzad.
She showed genuine concern for me when we first brought up the topic. I can't repay her kindness with doubt and suspicion. That's not how I deal with people.
You're right. Paimon wants to trust Dunyarzad too.
No, I definitely trust Dunyarzad, but her father being part of it doesn't mean that she is.
Yeah. Let's...
She's definitely not in on this. If anything, her father might be. Maybe he was forced to do it after borrowing Mora, or he's willingly in on it. But one of the two. I don't think Dunyarzad is a culprit though. 100% not. Where's Dunyarzad? I don't know where that place is. Because Sumeru has different layers. Okay, it's down there. Got it.
Upon the gale.
Right on that house.
We're back, my lady.
Hold up. Okay, there we go.
Oh, you're back a lot sooner than I expected. You mustn't...
Actually, we're still investigating.
Yeah.
It's just that we've discovered something strange.
I see. The clues you found have led you back here, in the city?
Something like that. Yeah.
You all look a
Yeah.
little dispirited. Whatever you found must not have been very encouraging after all. Why don't you discuss it with me? Maybe I'll be able to say something to cheer you up?
Huh.
It's okay, my lady. It's not so much about me being upset with my father or anything like that. How should I put
She's
this?
not gonna like this. But maybe her father is being forced to. Who knows?
So something is wrong. Even on any other day, Paimon would have already waved to me with a smile and shouted, Dunyarzad, we're back!
Hey yo, she actually remembers Paimon's personality, damn.
Well,
My lady, please prepare yourself for what we're going to tell you next. It concerns the Master.
Also, don't talk to him about this. It could be dangerous. Just saying, if you did talk to him, at least have us at our side to protect you.
The Master? You mean my father? Okay, I understand. Don't worry about me. My father has been supplying goods to Dakan al-Akmar?
Yeah, it makes as little sense to us as it does to you. I've never doubted the Master's integrity, so I'm having a real hard time rationalizing how he
Maybe
could
he was
ever support
forced
an
to.
infamous brigade like them. Maybe he's not actually aware of the full story.
It could be,
and
yeah.
just stumbled into the deal by accident.
Or it could not be aware of the full story, and maybe because he borrowed money, it could have just been in a little tough situation. But they
I
had
can't
money,
help
right?
but agree with the traveler.
I feel like they had money right now. At least right now, because they were able to hire Dehya, right?
huh? You mean you feel the same way, Dunya?
Thank you for sharing all this information with me. Since you've told me everything you know, I should also tell you
Wait,
about
so
some
you've been
doubts
doubting
that
your father?
I've been harboring for quite a while.
Has he been acting suspiciously or something?
In the past, I thought that my father hired a bodyguard for me so that I wouldn't run away and get lost. However, there are plenty of capable mercenaries in the Corps of 30. Why did my father go out of his way to hire Dehya?
About that. Well, the Homayanis really needed bodyguards, so they reached out to the Blazing Beasts. Later, the Master told me that I was one of the best mercenaries he'd ever seen, and that I should stick around to become one of his bodyguards. He offered me a pile of mora, so I just signed on.
Well, but that didn't really answer my question. Just think about it. Why did my father specifically reach out to the Blazing Beasts?
Maybe
What
the
do you
Corps of
mean?
30 just didn't have anyone available, or maybe someone recommended us.
Someone recommended
I've never
us?
given it too much thought. I think I get what you're saying. You'd think none of this was a coincidence.
Precisely. At first glance, nothing seems strange or out of place. But there are many parts of the story that don't actually make any sense. If my father had always been in contact with the Khan al-Akmar, then it would make sense for him to bring Dehya
Wait.
into our house.
So they could
You
potentially provide
The goal all
information
along was to get Dehya to be your bodyguard?
to get information to Dia's father?
No, that's too much of a stretch. I cut all ties with my father a long time ago. He has no control over my
Oh,
life
Dia
anymore.
wouldn't like this. Yeah.
But that still doesn't rule out the possibility that your father has still been trying to influence your life without you knowing.
I feel like that's a possibility.
Hmm.
I don't like this. Then that means you would know the full truth of the situation and still be supporting them.
So, the Master was not likely an innocent victim in all of this?
Sorry we put all of this on you so suddenly, Dunyarzad.
It's okay, Paimon. I should actually be thanking you. Regardless of his reasons, if my father has truly been funding a violent group of mercenaries, then it's my duty to bring him back to reason.
So be careful, Dunyarzad. Someone like that could easily very well disregard family and do something that he shouldn't.
But is that really the right thing to do? My father has committed many atrocities and deserves all the punishment that he has coming to him. I have zero sympathy for him. You may call me an ungrateful child, but my feelings will remain the same. However, the Homayani family has treated me with nothing but generosity and kindness. If we decide to investigate this further, we could end up implicating the entire Homayani family. I would be biting the hand that's fed me over all these years.
Dehya.
Sounds like she's conflicted.
It's all right, Dehya. If anyone were to ask, you could always just say that I'm the one who instructed you to get to the bottom of this.
You don't have to do that, my lady. I'm not conflicted because I'm afraid of taking responsibility. Besides, you're the one we should all be worried about right now.
Hey, it's still too early to give up hope. What was the thing about friendship again?
Your friendship is built on trust.
Right, yeah, Besides, there's no point on getting all riled up before we've confirmed all the facts.
If your trust hasn't been replaced, and it probably has many conflicting feelings as well.
Thank you, everyone. That makes a lot of sense.
Maybe it's not that
I
bad. Maybe it
guess
was
I should
forced to
always
do
remember the
something X
trust
will
that
see.
I've placed in people. In which case, my lady, could you ask the
Yeah, there
master
we
to
go.
come out and have a chat with
So
us?
if he tries to do something a little bit odd, not only will, first of all, we're in some cities, so we'll be safe because well, there are mercenaries around. Plus, if she tries to do something to Dunyarzad, we're here to protect her. So
Sure thing. I also hope he'll be able to give us a logical explanation. Let's meet at the usual place then.
the tavern,
Usual place?
probably the tavern, or the bench. The bench? Maybe the Great Bazaar. That could be a place too. Okay, it's down there. Probably the bazaar, to be honest. I think it's the bazaar, yeah.
Take it easy.
Alright, let's go down to the bazaar. Oh wait, no, I think it's the bench. No, it's the tavern. Wait. It is the bench. It is the bench. The famous Archon Quest bench. It also has a pretty nice view, not gonna lie.
Thank you for coming, sir. Please allow me to introduce these two. This is the Traveler, and next to him is his travel companion, Paimon.
Ah, yes. My daughter has mentioned them from
So
time
I'm
to
meeting in
time.
Fondo.
It's a
Okay.
privilege to finally meet
You
them
better
in
not be a
person.
sus guy.
But we may skip all the pleasantries for now. What is the important matter you wish to discuss with me today?
That kind of lachmach. Don't get defensive.
Well, we wanted to bring this transaction record to your attention. There's something on this record that we're all pretty curious about.
So, that's what you found.
Ah, I was doing
Seems
it on
like
purpose,
I can't keep everything from you much longer.
If you wouldn't mind, we'd like an explanation.
Well, it's a long and difficult story. And to be
See,
perfectly
she does
honest,
have doubts.
I'm not
Okay.
sure if I'm doing the right thing.
Seems like it's a complicated story. Go on then.
What I do know, though, Dehya, is that the truth will bring you no solace.
Huh?
If anything, it will likely cause you a great amount of
So
anguish.
was it your father that got you into this?
Wait, me?
Yes, I understand perfectly why you came to see me. And I am touched by your collective commitment to do the right thing. But knowledge always comes at a price. And sometimes, as they say, ignorance is bliss. Your father, Kusela, and I both believed that.
So he does know her father. Yeah, this isn't going in a good direction for the.
Of course, you have the right to seek and learn the truth, but I must warn you, the facts of this matter may reduce everything you've built for yourself into sand, blowing in the wind.
What do you mean? That sounds awfully exaggerating, though. Everything you've built?
If you must proceed, then Kusela's heartfelt efforts will also fade into the wind like a fleeting mirage.
His heartfelt efforts?
What do you
I'm
mean?
sorry, sir, but I'm not sure I follow.
Like, I don't doubt that Dehya will be conflicted about her father being the reason why he's been into the Amayamis, but isn't this a bit too exaggerating, or is there something we're missing?
I've made it this far in life without a single drop of my father's support. I have my own ideals and ways of looking at the world, as well as people and causes that I've chosen to cherish and fight for. None of these things have anything to do with him. I came here today to support you as the head of the Homayani family. No warning will change my stance on that.
I understand.
Okay.
Then let me tell you a little story. Our family once needed to take a trip to the desert when Dunyarzad was just a baby. Along the way, we were attacked by bandits.
Was it the Kanal Ahmar?
They had superior numbers and quickly overpowered our bodyguards. When all seemed lost, a group of passerby Eremites lent us their support.
Okay, I think the passerby Eremites probably her father's then.
Those Eremites were Kusela's brigade, Dekan al-Ahmar. Kusela's men told me that the attackers were Eremite mercenaries, just like themselves. I was shocked. Why would Dekan al-Ahmar go so far to save us and not spare the fellow Eremites? Kusela was grinning and walked over to play with baby Dunyarzad. She was startled by his unfamiliar face and nearly started crying.
Really? I never knew.
He said that he had no particular reason to help us. He just took pity on us because he had a daughter about the same age. We started talking about our children, and I sensed that he was a devoted father. To repay his kindness, I hired his brigade to help out at our estate for a time and offered everyone generous remuneration.
So, that's what happened.
It was many years before I saw him again.
Huh? We're getting a flashback?
I almost didn't recognize him the next time he came knocking on my door.
Was very old,
The
probably.
man I knew to be strong and healthy had been reduced
So it's
to
probably gone.
a
That
shell
could.
of himself. He couldn't even walk anymore.
I feel
without
like
his
I know
cane.
what might be happening. The reason why there was a power struggle, although I did this comparison at the start to essentially like a struggle of succession that we have like in empires and stuff, emperors, kings, stuff like that. Maybe it's something like of that, like you can't really call that, but you get what I mean, like an internal power struggle to see who's gonna rule the brigade next, and that could be what's happening. Maybe it is. Maybe he's gone. He's probably dead. Maybe. Who knows? It's a possibility.
So, what happened to him? He was perfectly fine when I left the brigade.
I'm not too sure myself. The only thing that didn't change was his cheery disposition. He said there was absolutely nothing to worry about and that he had gotten into a fight. That was all. He then suddenly asked me if Dunyarzad, now that she had grown, would need a bodyguard of her own. At the time, Dunyarzad was going through a particularly severe bout of her Elazar. There was no need for her to have a bodyguard when she could barely leave the house, but he kept coming back to the topic. Come on, it never hurts to be safe. How do you know a bodyguard won't come in handy one day? I was completely lost at first, until he recommended the Blazing Beasts.
And in particular,
a mercenary named Dehya.
So he was was the one who recommended Dehya to you.
That doesn't change the fact that, well, Dehya did make her own path.
Indeed. He didn't say it out loud, but it was clear that he saw Deshret's relics as an evil group who would eventually corrupt every member in their ranks.
So they weren't always like that? What do you mean?
He was already beyond redemption, but he hoped that he would be able to detach his daughter from the vicious world of mercenary life.
Really? Huh. Wait, I thought it was the one. It was already wasn't the old. It wasn't as aggressive as it is now, but wasn't the old kind of Lachmar also already kind of, let's say, not very kind?
If Dehya could stay in my house and keep working as a bodyguard, then gradually her affinity for the desert would decrease, and she'd be able to leave her previous life behind.
Well, that never happened.
And that's why you offered her such generous compensation?
Yes, but not just because of that. From the moment that he asked me for that favor, I also began to see Dehya as my own daughter. And that's also why I tried to persuade you to stay when you asked for permission to leave. I was willing to spend however much it took. Kusela saved my daughter and I all those years ago in the desert. I could never refuse him entrusting his daughter to me.
He was always like that, acting like he's oh so smart and self-righteous.
Kusela said that he'd reimburse me for a portion of Dehya's fees. I refused to take any mora from him, but he'd always send me funds anyway. Eventually, I just accepted them as a token of his gratitude. And that went on for a while until I received another letter from him a few years ago. The letter contained a request to help him buy food, weapons, medicine, and even explosive materials.
What the heck? Are you sure that's the same guy? Because he might have died. He didn't sound too healthy at the time.
Wait, isn't that around the time that Dekana Akhmar started becoming more aggressive?
Yeah.
That's right. When I started to hear some nasty rumors, I became wary. I wanted to meet him face to face to discuss things, but by then, he was no longer receptive to my requests to talk.
So he was still alive.
If I had to guess, it's probably because he doesn't want to put Dehya at risk.
Should have stopped asking you for materials.
That thought occurred to me as well. I figured that he probably came to me for help because he had nobody else to turn. After some deliberation, I decided to send him some food and medicine. I turned down all his requests for explosives
That's
and
good to hear.
weaponry. I am aware that even such a reduced gesture of support could lead to others coming to harm, but I could not simply reject his plea for help. In the end, it probably was the wrong decision. I plugged my ears to the rumors and just chose a solution that made me feel least guilty about myself.
If you can, please tell me where he is now.
Yeah.
None of the things he's doing right now make any sense if he's just trying to keep me from getting tangled up in his world. If all he wants to do is steer clear of me, then maybe he shouldn't have brought me into this world in the first place.
Oh no, Dehya, please don't feel that way.
I'm just angry because I can't wrap my head around any of his actions.
I don't know if that's possible, to be honest. That's it.
Another
Alright.
way? I don't know. I knew him, and he was nothing more than a childish brute. I can't understand what's going through his head, but I guess you do have a point. We haven't uncovered the whole truth yet. We still need to figure out his exact actions and reasoning for these last few years.
I'll do my best to help. Of course, anything between the two of you would need to be resolved between you and him alone. I don't know Kusela's exact whereabouts. Outside of supplying his brigade with some goods, I tried my best to avoid getting involved any further with him. However, there's a man on the list named Jawed. He used to be a mercenary in the desert and is now a member of the Corps of 30. He's responsible for supplying weapons and liaising with the Dekhan al-Akhmar's merchant caravan. I think he should know Kusela's whereabouts.
Despite being in a Corps of 30, it seems that he does some shady business, huh?
I've heard that he likes to have a few drinks alone and enjoy the cool wind at night outside the tavern. Maybe you'll be able to find him there.
Understood. Thank you, sir. Then I guess this is bye for now, unless...
I'll stay and be with my father here. To be honest, I'm still a little dazed and haven't finished processing everything quite yet. My father has indeed done something wrong, but if I think about it, I'm also not sure if there was a right way to handle this problem.
True. It's
I feel
complicated.
like our only course of action is to turn everything we know over to the core of 30 and let them render judgment.
Yes. I am prepared to accept whatever verdict they choose. It's time to face my mistakes.
It didn't do anything on purpose, though. I don't think it deserved anything. Alright, let's wait for night. That guy might be shady, though, because he's also playing weapons. Shawad. At night, right? I don't know if this is the time. I guess we'll see. That's the guy. Alright.
Huh? Who are you guys?
I know what you've been up to. Smuggling weapons to violent brigades in the desert while working for the Corps? Pretty bold, if you ask me.
Shh! Keep your voice down. How do you know all that?
Tell us more about it. I'm surprised he didn't go straight into a fight. Okay, tell us more.
Come with me. We should take this elsewhere. I'll be happy to talk things over once we're somewhere private.
Okay, this actually went way smoother than I expected. Someone was hearing us, though.
This place should do. Alright, back to my question. How did you all know about me?
First of all, how did you? What are you doing?
Don't worry about that for now. You know what kind of punishment you'll face once we report you to the Corps, I assume.
Wait, there's no need to jump the gun. Let's talk this out. What are your terms?
I'll just tell us the truth.
So what's in it for you anyway, Mora?
Well, I was a little tight on money at the time, and Kusela took good care of me in the past.
Again, huh?
I waited in my mind, and I couldn't find a reason to turn the opportunity down. I wouldn't only be helping my benefactor, but I could also make some quick Mora.
Do you know what helping your benefactor implies?
Let me tell you how it is. We're investigating Dakan al-Akmar, and we're gonna put an end to their operation. If you provide some help for us, then we might just put in a good word later to reduce the terms of your punishment.
Hey, why don't we discuss this a little first? Listen, I made quite a bit of Mora from my last run. You just give me a number, and I'm sure we can...
No.
Shut
It's
it.
not about Mora.
My patience is running out. You should know when a mercenary is after something other than money.
All right, sheesh. But you gotta promise you'll put in some nice words for me later. They're always on the move. Here's the spot they were at the last time I made my delivery to the desert. Feel free to go have a look. I'm just telling you, though, it's not on me if they're not there anymore.
Sure.
Makes sense. He doesn't
And
know
then
the full
you
story.
can forget about any nice words from us.
Hey, come on. Now you're just being unreasonable.
I don't think he knows the full trajectory. Unless...
Really? And how do I know you're not leading us straight into a trap? Don't forget, you're the one with no bargaining chips.
All right, I get it. Why don't you go take a look, and if they're not there anymore, I'll try to figure out something else for y'all.
Just don't make... That guy's gonna hide.
Now that's more like it. Let's move. And as for you, try to stick around the city until we get back. You don't want us to call the folks
Yeah.
from the Corps and have them drag you back
There
to
we
the
go.
city.
That'll make sure he keeps in the city.
Don't worry.
Alright. And also the Scarlet Sands. History? We'll see. This is what I love about Samir, we're not gonna lie. Oh, wait. Okay, that's fine. We can probably do it from here. Right? Probably load us to right away at the same time. Where's the chest? Over here, okay.
Easy money.
Seems like we're in luck. That should be their camp right up ahead.
And there's two over there.
Let's go.
So let's go.
We'll finally get to the bottom of this ourselves.
Question is, will they give us any information?
I'm here to see Kusela. Tell him to get out here.
Dehya, why are you here?
They know each other, huh? Oh, the Thrifty. We know that one from the list.
Busted.
I love their gameplay, not gonna lie.
Unsightly insects. Nowhere to run. The wind rises.
Just one guy left.
Take that! Surrender!
Quietly, haven't you all done enough?
Oh, there's the two other guys from the list.
So are you also here to stop us?
Oh, Dia's here. I didn't notice.
Stay out of this. It's got nothing to do with you.
Okay, I'll use Dia then. She can do mitigation too, right?
Buckle up!
Alright, just two guys left.
Look alive!
Is that enough energy? No, huh? There we go, okay. Let me get away.
Order
Oh,
Kai.
didn't mean to do that, didn't mean to do that. Okay, wait. There we go.
You're dead meat!
Okay, it doesn't trigger Yellen's ult. Oh, that's sad. That's very sad. Sad, okay.
She's so strong.
Enough fighting. We all know each other, and I don't want to take things too far. Just bring Kusela to me. There's no use hiding him anymore. Did you understand
dead,
a
right?
single word I just said? Or do I need to bash your skull in some
He's
more?
dead. That's why they're having a struggle, because we don't know who's gonna rule the clan yet.
All right, everyone, let's all just calm down for a second. Dehya, the boss
He's
can't
dead.
come out and
I
see
knew
you
it.
anymore.
That's probably why this is happening.
He died a long time ago.
Yep.
What?
Seems like you've been out of the loop for a while. Guess that's for the best, though.
He wasn't looking
At
very
least
healthy
That's
even.
what the old
That
man
was...
wanted.
When did he die? What happened to him?
A few years ago, Kusela broke up Dakan al-Ahmar and went to the Deshret's Relics headquarters by himself.
broke up. So he actually betrayed. So he seems he was really having conflicts about what his clan was doing.
So is that when you guys started acting up?
We would prefer to call it taking revenge. Every last person in Deshret's relics must pay in blood for what they did.
Which is why they were also mostly targeting their own. And not other people, while they were targeting some other people. I'm guessing they must have their reasons. Then again, it seems that those quote-unquote targets were just supplying them with weapons. They weren't really killing them by the looks of it. They're mostly targeting their own gangs, the other brigades that aren't themselves. So that's why they turned on each other. It was all motivated by revenge.
Let me start from the beginning. Dehya, do you know how the head of the relics maintained order internally?
Was it like a really messed up way?
Overwhelming strength and unquestionable authority?
Those were a part of it, yes. But just those on their own weren't enough. They had another tool at their disposal.
What was it about?
They called it a person's record. Regardless of whether they joined by their own will or were coerced.
Coerced too, huh?
Every person in Deshret's relics were forced to leave a record of themselves at headquarters, whether it be their deepest sin, some unforgivable act, or their most immoral exploit. The record served both as a symbol of loyalty and the perfect material for blackmail.
So if they ever did something, question the gangs, the loyalty to their gang, they say, oh, we can blackmail someone else. Because they all thought there was no escaping the records?
That's precisely it. Every one of us have a record. Me, Bashar, Tikriti, and all the boys who grew up with Dehya and ended up joining our ranks. But you, Dehya, you were never asked to provide a record, were you?
Wait, was it because their father was against it? Did their father protect him like that?
I never even knew this was a requirement.
You were probably the only person in all of Deshret's relics who didn't know about it.
Ever since you were born, Boss had been trying to shield you from this organization's sinister rules.
I kind of feel bad for his father now.
Not only that, but he also banned all of us from committing any nefarious acts. He said he'd take care of the dues we had to pay regularly to headquarters. But in the end, he was just an ordinary person. What could he do? He was forced to go to headquarters again and again to account for missed dues and
And they
incomplete
eventually killed him,
records.
let me guess.
He'd come up with all kinds of excuses and get beaten up as a result.
Wow, that was why his health got deteriorated. All to protect Dehya. I don't think Dia's gonna like this. Poor guy, though. I thought he was actually kind of cruel, but maybe he wasn't that bad.
We all knew he was doing that for you. He wanted to get you out of this world, no matter what it took.
And that's why he became a shell of himself and couldn't walk without a cane.
Because he got beat up.
Wait, but that doesn't make any sense. I didn't know about any of this, and I'd never seen him get injured or beaten.
Because you were too young at the time. How would you ever tell between wounds from a beating and wounds from battle? When you left home after that final argument with him, he seemed to age by a decade overnight. Even his hair went gray.
Oh.
So, even the blazing beasts were...
Yep. It was all his doing. Had he not arranged them to come to you, you probably would have been reduced to a pulp before you ever left the desert.
Wait, so he actually made, well, at least, well, I mean, right now there were new members, but the beginning of the Blazing Beasts were actually his undoing?
A few years ago, Boss said he needed to make another trip to headquarters. He was already pretty weak then, and we all assumed he was going to get beaten again.
But he never returned?
I suggested that he hand the role of leadership over to me, but he said there was no longer any need, since the Khan al-Ahmar would soon be no more. His words made no sense to me, but that night, we heard that a massive fire tore through headquarters and razed everyone's records to ash.
Holy heck. Gotta put respect on him. That definitely got him killed though, right? Once they found out. I mean, even if he didn't die in the fire, because that sounded pretty dangerous.
Everyone gained their freedom that night. Many members fled, not just from our ranks, but from the other brigades as well. But how could we leave with a clear conscience? All of us who knew exactly what had happened.
Which is why the brigades actually stayed, especially the Khan al-Ahmar, because, well, out of respect for him.
The boss can't have just died for nothing.
Yep.
Those heartless jerks at headquarters took him from us.
Probably.
From that point on, the sole purpose of the Khan al-Ahmar became revenge. The big fire that Boss started was quite a blow to headquarters' strength. It's given us the opportunity to launch our attack, even though we're outnumbered. We vowed to see our revenge through to the very end.
Structure Vex haven't been the only victims of your revenge. Is this true? What about the full story? We only know of a few cases, specifically the guard working for the course and Indonesia's father. Now, we don't know if these are just means for your revenge against him or if you've hurt anyone. That's the question. Have you hurt anyone else?
There were people from headquarters who changed their names and went into hiding. Some fled to other brigades, and others escaped to the rainforest.
Ah, so they were all people from there, huh?
But we won't let any of them escape our wrath. They'll all pay for what they've done.
Seems they were all part of that.
We've suffered plenty of losses as well. To keep going,
which is
we
why
need an enormous amount of supplies.
They're trading with other people.
Food and medicine to weaponry and explosives. All we can do is exchange our loot from Mora, and then use that to get supplies. We forged Boss's handwriting and sent out many letters to his former friends. Thankfully, many people were willing to come to our aid. We were also able to attract many mercenaries who shared our goal. We've endured unspeakable pain to win many impossible battles. Deshret's relics have become weaker and weaker, and now
which is why the other ones are becoming weaker. Yeah,
their headquarters.
That's why. That's the reason why. Now everything makes sense. This is interesting.
Paimon doesn't know what to say anymore.
Only cause more pain. That is true. Do you have any idea of the amount of damage you've done? Let's go with the first one.
We do know right from wrong. but we were sinners from the very beginning. We do not deserve the freedom that the boss won for us with his life.
That is exactly what he intended. I don't exactly know if this is respect that you're having for him. Sounds more like revenge isn't really the way here, but I can understand why they're doing it. Doesn't mean it's the right thing. It could be worse though. Thought they were all just cruel criminals.
Boss always loved his old-fashioned hero stories. Those tales about sacrificing yourself to save the world. We used to always laugh at him for it. But in the end, he really went and lived those stories out himself. As for me, I never considered myself a hero. We're all the lowest of the low. We have no right to even imagine such an existence, but maybe those hero stories he liked foreshadowed everything that was to come. The spirit of the hero touched all those he had saved, and more people joined his cause. Maybe we were all just acting along with the play in the beginning, but as we acted the parts and recited the lines, we were drawn in, and now we want to see the story through to the end. I'm sorry, Dehya. I know you always found us insufferable ever since you were young. Just think of this as a madman ranting.
Yeah.
I'll go with you.
Huh?
She can understand it.
Dehya? You wanna go with them?
I grew up with these guys, and I know they're not bad people. It's just that some situations get so bad that it's difficult to tell good from evil. All I know is that Deshret's relics must be destroyed.
They're not doing anyone any good, that is a fact. So either they get arrested or they die.
Furthermore, I want to go see the place for myself. I want to know if my father is still there.
Somehow doubt it.
I know you don't want to get involved in this, so there's no need for you to tag along.
No, we'll go along.
I can do this on my own.
Also, I'm kind of hungry though, so I think we're gonna pause here.
Yeah. Paimon feels like we'd only regret it if we don't see this through to the end.
Thank you. We'll be a lot stronger together with you.
I bet Boss would lose his mind if he ever knew you'd join us at the very last moment like this.
Considering all the losses and injuries we sustained, we can't afford to turn down someone as powerful as you.
He can think whatever he wants. But the fact is, I owe him this much.
This quest is going to be an interesting one. Alright, I am gonna take a break here though. I'm super hungry, so I'm gonna go have lunch and then we'll be back. So yeah, I'd say around 20 minutes, maybe less, maybe more, but around that. So I'll be RB and then we'll be right back with the story. So see you guys in a bit.
You think I've got... Sharp tongue? I just tell it like it is.
Alright, folks, we're back. Let me get back on the Genshin screen. Alright, we're gonna continue the quest. Just finished my lunch, get a coffee here too. And we're ready to go. Also, hope you enjoyed the Economia theme. That's the theme I put in the background. So yeah, I kind of muted the theme of the game, and then I put that in the background. That's a pretty nice background theme. To be honest, my two favorite background themes are probably Economia's, and my #1 favorite.
Someone can't
It's
handle
the
it.
space station, or the
Maybe
space
that's
station,
their
or it's
problem.
the spacewalk, which you've probably seen a lot already. Yeah, let's get going. Just checking. Oh, there is one artifact around here. Okay, I'm gonna just take that if you don't mind. Oh god, that's 1,800 meters. I am not walking. Huh, interesting. That's where the headquarters are? It's quite far. I'm thinking we go over here, because I feel like that might be quite far if we try to go here. Wait, isn't that in the new area? I'm not sure if that's in the new area, or if it's in the border. I think it's not in the new area. Anyways, let's get over there. Alright. Now we're the closest. Okay. Is it underground? No, it's above ground, so we gotta find a way up there.
Squall Fury. The wind rises.
Flying does make things easier, not gonna lie. Oh, hold up, I forgot something. I don't have the... I do have chat open on Streamlabs, but I don't have it here on my phone, so it's kind of hard to see chat. Hold up.
Relax.
Oh, by the way, I've decided on the schedule for the Windbloom streams. In fact, only Act 2. Act 2, I'm gonna do on the 5th. I think that's when it releases. I'm not sure, but regardless of when it releases, whether it's tomorrow or on the 5th, I'm gonna do it on the 5th.
Quit following me.
And for Act 3, however, I am gonna be... I'm only gonna be doing much later. Now, I have a few shorts ideas in mind that I've been wanting to do for a while. Some of them... well, some are just parts of streams that we've already done, including one part I want to include from Windbloom and another part from Caribert. I'm probably just going to be posting shorts in the days after we do the Act 2. And if you are, by the way, if you are on the secondary channel, there's going to be a new FF14 update on the 7th, a minor update, so no main story. There is a few quests I'd like to do, though, on stream, and I'll be doing that. Plus, potentially, one of the Endwalker storylines that I haven't done yet. I'm gonna be doing that on the secondary channel, anytime between... I usually don't want to hurt these things. Come on, leave me alone. Don't make me actually kill you, okay?
Solidify!
Just stop. And yeah, first of all, I gotta wait for stamina.
Busted.
Alright, let that be the last attack. But yeah, if you're interested in FF14 or just like the streams, there will be more from the 7th. I don't know how many I'm gonna do. I don't know when I'm gonna do it. Aside from on the 7th, I'll definitely be doing Manorville. If you know what it is, you know what it is.
Trouble on the way here.
Plus the weapon enhancement storyline.
Should be. I don't think they have enough manpower left to post guards and
that's,
defend their
the main.
perimeters.
Alright, we're gonna get more chance for trying out D up then, probably. But yeah, just a heads up, we're probably gonna be doing that. On the main channel, it's probably gonna be just for like a week, around a week. Mostly shorts. I do have a few polls planned. I want to do more polls. They're kind of fun, not gonna lie. So yeah, we'll be doing those. So kind of like side thingies for now. And when we're back into Genshin, I definitely want to do Act 3, of course. And I also want to do Ferzen's Hangout. That's quite a while though. That'll probably be like around mid-late March. That's when we're doing Farzan Hangout. I don't know if I will do the other hangouts at the same time. Kind of depends on what Onkai is planned. I'm doing the events on myself, but the main story, when the last act is released, I do want to stream the...
Every journey has its final day.
I want to do the last act. Like I want to do the entire chapter. That is when the last act releases. So yeah, I I can't plan everything. I can only give like rough dates because you know they like to just send out stuff. Like, you know what? Yesterday they announced the wind bloom, so who knows what they can plan. So none of this is confirmation. It's likely that this is how it's going to be. So while I did say the 5th is likely wind bloom Act 2, it might be the 6th or the 4th. One of the 3. Probably the 5th. But if something else drops, who knows? Maybe I'll have to delay it. But yeah, that's the likely dates of what's going to happen. But yeah, let's get into this domain. We do get try out Dehya, right? So, alright, Wanderer can probably go for now. What should I use? I kind of want to get some melts in, but someone who can apply melt often. Chi-Chi? She might work, because Yelan's thing doesn't work. So any ice scare that does it off field probably wouldn't work. Alright, Chi-Chi can go. I know I don't usually use Chi-Chi often, so that's a rare chance for Chi-Chi to come into the team. Because I want to use a melt character that doesn't rely on, like, off-field basic attack stuff, because that counts as an ultimate.
Paimon didn't expect it to look like this on the inside.
Oh, we got the entire squad here, okay.
They should all be holed up in here.
That's a lot of people.
Don't know how many people they've got left, though.
Who cares? We'll round up all of them.
Still, we should be careful. Even if they've only got one shot left, it could still take us out.
I've fought many situations like this before.
Yeah, we'll know what they're really capable of once we've landed some hits on them.
Yep.
Deshret's relics may have been a force to be reckoned with before, but their name means nothing now.
Yeah, they don't stand a chance with you here. I'll take the lead. I've been here once before.
Very well. This story is getting very interesting. Wait, we actually got a people around? Oh, that's cool. You got 2 guys here. I really like how they're doing the NPCs in Sumeru.
You are not welcome here.
I don't care.
Orders given. Orders received.
Stabilize!
You can get a few melts in, right? That is some very good 600 damage. Damn. Damn, that is a pog 600 damage. I got some 5Ks in here. Fritz. Oh wait, that's a friendly guy. Wait, let me get in. There we go. Oh, I'm on cooldown. My bad. Still on a 7-second cooldown. Well.
Let's get it on!
10k, hey, that's not bad. It's pretty good. She does have her weapon and Constellation Tree and a level 11 ult, but we haven't used it yet, which kind of gets me concerned because, you know, if I ever got Dehya, which I don't mind, I like her playstyle. I hope they buff her though. That'd be kind of disappointing because instead of doing 10k on the crit with a weapon and everything, I'd probably do like 2k or 3k. That's like horrible. That's like a normal attack. Like, you're telling me that it's a C3 level 11 talent, which you need constellations anyway, with a level 90 weapon. How, like, what? How? How would you do that? Like, I'm not expecting some crazy meta breaking stuff. I'm not a meta person, but this is just horrible. Like, if this is with their everything, C3 weapon, I would barely do like, I'd be doing normal attack damage with their ult, which is kind of disappointing, but oh well. Like the Traveler's normal attack could probably be as strong as his ult, which, I mean, it is an ultimate.
Nowhere to run! Judgment is upon you.
I'm getting sick of this.
Your penance is due!
Tough crap.
Stay condemned!
Oh, there are more guys over there. Oh, they're actually fighting the NPCs. That's why they weren't coming to us. Interesting.
This is order.
Oops, I meant to switch to Dehya. Oops, my bad. You're nearly dead. Dehya would probably have taken longer, I'm afraid.
You're dead meat!
Proceed further, okay. Wait, something gonna happen?
This way, follow me. We're almost there.
Oh, I thought it was an ambush or something. Okay. Everyone's ready. Is someone watching us?
Wait! They went charging ahead without checking for any trap!
Huh. It's probably... Yeah.
Hey, you guys okay?
Okay, yeah, they don't know safety much.
It seems like we just got trapped in here. Don't think we triggered anything else.
Okay, that's good. Could have been worse.
Watch out, the enemy's coming from ahead.
Well, now that things have come to this, seems we'll have to fight our way through.
Don't worry about us. We knew something like this could happen. Go and take a look around. There could still be another way through.
Well, I just hope they survive.
Let's go! We can't let the boss stab.
Let's check if there's another way! The sooner we can make it through to help them, the better.
Let's see.
Weren't they buying
I think I see a
explosives?
way through
Can't
over
we
there,
just use that on
but
the
it's
door?
being blocked by something. Let's try our luck with that mechanism.
Okay, let's go!
I think that shreds mechanisms. Interesting. Aren't these like of the old civilization? Actually, no, they do look a bit different. No, they are different.
Take it easy.
Just height. Oh, got it. Okay. I think I know how this works.
Gotcha.
Quake!
Oops, I meant to use a shield and switch to Dehya. Oh well.
Buckle up. Hi.
Go.
Solidify!
Things are about to get tight.
We're in another room with another mechanism.
Another mechanism like the one before, but this one's being blocked off in the middle.
We just need to adjust it a little.
Wait, what do we need to hit? That thing over there, right? Oh, we can rotate this. Got it. Now that's gonna lower it. There we go. Because we need to lower this. Sincerity's facade. Interesting name quest though.
Stabilize!
Wheel of life.
11k melt.
Yeah! Cha! Gloves off!
Futile! I will have order!
Busted!
It's like we're reaching the ruins of a temple or something. Let me get my energy first, and then I'll do Chi-Chi Zeke. Otherwise, I probably won't be hitting those attacks. Well, the E will be running out before we get our ult.
Solidify!
Probably want to land attacks while we're in the camp here. There we go.
Life goes on.
Now we can get it, but... Oh, there we
Stabilize.
go. Okay, they've gone out of invisibility. We can get him
You
now.
asked for it!
Yeah, 22k. Okay, not bad. Shame that it is a level 11 crit with a talent, C3. Which also increases their damage, so... Kind of concerned for a C0. Okay, we can change the color here. Yeah. But we need another one. And raise this one. Again. Is that gonna do something? It is. Now we can change the color of this. That's gonna trigger that one to get lower. And now we just need to change the color of this. There we go. I like this puzzle. I like puzzles that aren't too complicated. You just gotta do this, do that. Like, I'm not much of a puzzle person, not gonna lie. But that one's cool. Because it's simple, to be honest. Oh, that's the thing from the trailer. Interesting.
I wasn't expecting anyone to make it through from the other side.
Yeah, because the other guys went on ahead to the trap.
But as a desert dweller, I suppose we should be used to our folks defying all expectations.
You're the leader, huh?
Don't waste your breath. You have nowhere to run.
It's just
Run.
up there.
Had I wanted to run, I would have fled 1,000 times already. I witnessed the golden age of Deshret's relics.
Wow.
Even if I could leave this place behind, all that awaits me now are endless days of humiliation and ruin.
You are absolutely cruel. You just take control of a whole lot of people.
Even now, my brothers and I still believe in one thing. The greatest should never live to remember their fall.
So you want to go out in a blaze of glory.
Let us
That's
draw our weapons. We will show them the true power King Deshret bestowed upon his follower. They are but two, while we hold within ourselves the entirety of the relic's glory.
Oh, you're underestimating me and Dehya.
Wave one, charge! Eliminate them!
I really think you can beat me like that. Damn, that was a nice dodge, not gonna lie. that felt good. The way we dodged the two attacks at the same time, that was pretty nice. I'm just gonna connect everyone. Don't mind me. And now, here's the fun I was talking about.
Your sins weigh upon your soul.
Many attacks, like both ranged and physical with the electric thingy.
Don't think you. You're just getting started.
Oh, there's a line at the top. I wonder if that means something. Like a buff or something? Interesting.
Guilty.
Should probably switch though. Let's not get greedy.
My patience.
Now it's Dehya's turn.
Rise. Opening box of Adeptrix.
Now we do this.
Dead meat!
There we go. Big melt damage, please. Why did it only trigger once? Oh, because the thing triggered before we did the punch. Sag. Got it. Okay.
King Deshret will not abandon any one of his followers.
Wait.
Nowhere to
this.
run. Stabilize.
Wait for it.
Look alive!
There we go. Everyone's gonna be connected. Damn, that's the skill does 40k damage when it's a vaporized. It's pretty OP.
You ain't messing around! Let's get it on! You asked for it!
Alright, goodbye.
Brothers! With me, this is where we prove our faith.
Do you all just want to die?
Seems like it.
None of us plans to leave this place alive!
Wow. They're really that close, huh? They're just controlling their faith in King Deshret. Be able to manipulate them. King Deshret wasn't
The
even
commander's
evil.
finally fallen.
Like, King Deshret wasn't even evil or anything. And he was never against the people of the forest.
But they're still coming at us. This place is like a gladiator's ring. They just keep coming no matter how many we beat.
Yes! Keep fighting! There's no need to fear, and no need to back down! This is our last stand!
Wow.
When the next wave comes, try to draw away their attacks. I'm going
do
to
you
see
mean?
if I can take out that high platform.
So we can have a one-on-one. I like the sound of that. I hope we also only get to use Dehya Trail. That would be pretty cool for that fight.
Get out of my way.
Oh, it's no longer a one-on-one, huh?
Come and face me, Michel! Ugh, so they've broken through the front as well.
Apologies, Lord Michal. They fight like absolute madmen. No matter how much we throw
Scared
at them, they
mercenary.
just keep coming for more.
Damn. Where did all that last stand go?
So, it would seem like this is the end.
Time to pay for everything you've done, Mitchell.
You think I would give you that opportunity? I will be buried in the sand alongside all the rest of our fading
Wait,
glory.
don't bring the temple down, I swear to God. Don't do anything.
Hey, wait!
What is he planning? Please, we don't want more of that. We saw that in Sinnoh's story quest. What are you planning? Is the temple gonna collapse? What
We
is he
were
doing?
too late.
Huh?
It's over. There's no more need to fight. But if you're still going to cling on to your so-called mercenary's pride, then I'll give you all a good beating as well.
Hey, Dehya! I found the mechanism. I'll get you all back up here right away.
Alright. You have to just use one of the ruins that already existed here.
Let's go.
Surprising they managed to learn of the mechanisms though. Because they were using them to their advantage. Oh! My bad. Wait, how do we trigger it? I do? No. Do you run? Wait! How are we meant to even get back there? What? Okay, I don't get it. How are we meant to get up there? Oh, we can activate from here. I'm dumb. Okay, I'm dumb. Forget about it.
Who are you filthy rats? And why are you always pestering us?
You call yourself a member of the infamous Deshret's relics, and you still can't even tell who's made it all the way to your headquarters?
Who knows what intent a bunch of rats may have? We try to catch a couple, and you all just show up on the other side instead. How are we supposed to figure out what you're after? Hey, have you ever heard of a man by the name of Kusela? Why would I know? It's not like I'm in charge or anything.
Just follow blindly, of course.
This is your last chance to talk.
Hey, I said I don't know anything. I'm just an average member here. I'm telling the truth. If you're here to find someone, why don't you look through the records yourselves? Who can remember every name and face with so many people coming in and out every day?
The irony. His life became a light for so many, yet to others, it wasn't even worth remembering. Where's the records room? Answer me!
It's right over there. All the files are in there. You can go through them as much as you want. It's not like any of them still matter anyway.
I mean the old records room.
Yeah, the one that burned down.
The old records room? You mean the one that got burned down? Kusela. Ah, yeah, I remember him now. The guy who could hardly walk. Watch your mouth.
I wonder why it could hardly walk.
He was definitely faking
Because of you.
We all let our guard down as soon as we saw him come hobbling in. But in the short time it supposedly took him to take a dump, he'd already gotten away and started a fire in the records room. He couldn't have possibly outrun us if he wasn't a fraud. And after that, Deshret's relics fell into complete disarray.
Stop wasting our time. Every one of us here is perfectly aware of what he had done. Tell me, where is the old records room?
It's just over there. Go see it for yourself if it means that much to you. There's nothing left in there but ashes. No human could ever survive that kind of inferno. Bashar, Tikriti, let's go. We'll leave the others here to guard these guys. Spare them no mercy if they try anything.
Alright. Don't think anything will be there though. Maybe some clues as to what happened, but even if you survived it, that was many years ago, right? So at least like a good year ago probably. So I don't know about that. Maybe his body will be there, or maybe he was taken out, who knows.
So, this was his final destination. How did he do it? Getting past all the guards with a limp and sneaking in here to start a fire? If he was nimble enough to do that, then he must have been able to get out of here after starting the fire, right?
Dehya.
I'm sorry.
It's just
I know it's
awful.
just wishful thinking. Let's look around. Maybe we can find something that's been left behind.
Alright. We'll see. A cane?
Is this a cane? It must be the one that Dia's father used.
Kusela.
Thanks for everything, boss.
We're fortunate to somehow find that cane after that fire.
Let's split up and look around some more. What if something else has been left behind?
But what else could survive a fire like that?
Huh?
Huh? Dia, you found something? A cutscene, okay. Wait. Was that a weapon? That was never a cane.
Thought so.
Wait! Isn't that the toy sword you played with as a child?
Huh? Really?
The dragon is no more, for Princess Dehya
Oh
has
my
slain
god,
it.
small Dia.
Its head now hangs above the city gates. Her bravery has brought eternal peace and prosperity to us all. Dehya, come on.
So
This is
just
the most
modified
important
it.
line.
You can do it.
But Dehya, you defeated the dragon. Everyone's waiting for your speech. Still too shy, huh? All right, I'll do it.
Oh, he was actually a kind guy.
I
we never
hereby
knew.
proclaim our victory. Evil shall plague us no more.
Aw.
I hereby proclaim our victory.
Everyone was looking at her like that.
Evil shall plague us no more, Dad.
That was actually really nice. Finally decided investigation murder authorities came once we looked. He was going to sound the way back to Mirror City. That was fast. I wish they thought it a bit longer.
What's this?
I might have missed a few words, but I think I got the gist of the situation.
Don't you
A
remember?
long Paimon staff.
You asked
Should
Paimon
have
what she
said
would
that.
do if she were to wake up tomorrow with loads of money.
Oh, wait, it was actually on Paimon's tab.
And Paimon said that she would get boatloads of tasty snacks. You looked super confused at the time, but said it was an adorable thing to say. These opportunities don't come by often. So today, Paimon's gonna treat you to a special crash course on
God.
Paimon's life philosophy.
She rarely spends her allowance. I'm surprised, not gonna lie.
Hey, come on! Paimon's not that stingy. Anyway, the point is that you should eat to your heart's content. You'll feel better for sure once you've gotten something in your tummy. Junior Zad will also be here shortly.
I thought
She's
that was an
already
actual
heard that
sword,
we're
though.
there.
It was just a toy sword. Got it.
Aw, thanks you two. Honestly, this is very unlike me. I just had a lot on my mind on our way back, so...
But it kind of
I
shows
didn't
how
know
much
what
you
to
cared.
say.
Because although Dio was gone, he wanted something to remind her. And you see that little cane thing, do you know, all these hand onto, wasn't really there yet. So he probably modified the toy sword, but kept it, you know, as what he played as with Dia along with that toy sword. But made it into a cane, so to speak.
My chest was filled with all kinds of intense emotions. They just shook me even more than all the feelings we've shared during our previous
He
adventures.
was doing it for Dia.
But when everything came to an end, those emotions also vanished without a trace, and I was left feeling more empty than ever before. It was as if I'd lost the thing that was most important to me.
That she didn't know yet.
Yeah, you're right. To many mercenaries, Mora is the most important thing in the world. But perhaps to us, it's the most worthless thing of all. Idrisi and the others all used to say that they would quit if there was no Mora to be had.
That was
But
wrong,
when
though.
it came to avenging my father, there was no Mora to be made anywhere. My reality shattered when I found out that the father who always told me hero stories was in fact a bad guy. But look at me now. Am I any different?
Now reality is shattered again, but the other way around.
Despite all my promises about never forgiving him and never trying to understand him, I still went to such lengths to find out the truth. and nearly even shed tears for his sake. We're hypocrites. All of us.
Should never question your true feelings, though.
Yeah, you're right. It's just a pity that we often only recognize our true feelings after it's already too late.
You're back! Are all of you alright?
Ah, there she is.
Yeah. Many people from the Core of 30 came over, and I just wrapped up everything with my dad. All I can do now is wait for their verdict. Huh? Dehya, you're looking quite down again.
Paimon will explain. A lot happened while we were gone.
I'm sorry. I really should have controlled my emotions better.
It's all right, my lady. You were hurt by all of this as well. Truth be told, I'm starting to feel a little guilty watching you cry like this.
But Dehya, your pain must be even worse. You shouldn't need to comfort me.
Hey, don't worry about me. If anything, this whole thing has finally shown me the difference between illusion and reality. My father probably thought that people could settle into new lives as long as they moved to a new environment. That thought has even crossed my mind a few times. It's like saying, what's wrong with adapting to a new life? However, there was always something deep within my mind that refused to accept it. This impulse brought me great turmoil, and even made me feel ashamed for turning my back on your father's kindness. But now that I consider it again, it all makes sense. The desert sands are a part of who I am, and I will never be able to lead a peaceful existence.
I understand how you feel.
That doesn't mean I won't be making any changes to my life, though. As an example, I'm now thinking about taking on some small odd jobs. It's just like Idrisi said. I also want to catch up to my father and become a character in his play. Even if the ending of the story may be childish and ridiculous, it won't really matter.
Isn't that neat, though? Oh, you'll be a whole new kind of mercenary, one that's not out for Mora.
Yeah, maybe that'll inspire other people too, to be honest.
Why don't we go for a change of scenery once we finish eating? What about stopping by the Grand Bazaar again?
Right. You said you wanted to get a rug for your family.
We'll come along too.
I can't thank you enough for taking care of me this entire time.
Alright, let's go over there.
Take it easy.
Wait, is this? Didn't even know this path existed. Okay, that's new to me. I haven't seen it before.
Oh, this rug here is quite something. The craftsmanship is exquisite, and the fabric is also of high quality.
Ah, here you are. Finally, I found you.
Hey, aren't you that mercenary who bit his tongue? You can still talk?
Seems like it, though. Barely. Not very
Wait,
well.
are you here to take
No.
What are you talking about? Do I look like I could take you all to a fight? I just came here to give you something. I'll be on my way to give myself up to the Corps after this. Once I woke up, I hurried to the Khan al-Ahmar's camp, hoping to alert them to your presence.
Clearly, we're way
But
too
when
late.
I got there, I found no one except the members who were still too injured to move.
Ah, so you probably got there after.
Yeah, they told me that they had exacted their revenge, and everyone had turned themselves in to the authorities. Even that last camp was not going to last for much longer. I had joined the cause to repay an old favor from Kusela. Now that everyone's already turned themselves in, I might as well do the same.
Oh yeah, because she was part of... Right, I nearly forgot about that. He was also part of the... What do you call it? What was the name? Al-Ahmar, right.
One of the injured members gave this box to me and told me that it contained some of the old man's last possessions.
Oh?
Everything left in the camp will get confiscated, so I figured I should get this to you before the Corps could get their hands on it.
Thank you.
No worries. We are all just living our own truths. There's no need to
We're all
comment
just
or judge
living our
anyone
own
for it.
truths. That's a beautiful quote right there.
So this box contains everything that Dia's father left behind. Huh. It feels lighter than expected.
Well, back in the day, the first thing he did with any Mora was spend it on things like drinks and meat. But let's see what's inside. What's this?
Huh?
It's just a bunch of junk.
Perhaps it's just...
A handwritten copy of a storybook.
Wait, is it the storybook she
The
read?
paper's already
You read
yellowed,
her and
and it
made
looks
the
like
act
it's
when she
about
was
to fall
young?
apart. It was against the Academia's rules to possess books for personal use. If he was going to break that rule, he could have at least copied something useful.
Really? Okay. That's, You mean like literally any book that you own, you can't keep it? Literally any book, regardless of, like, you can't buy books here? I'm confused. Or is it like a book of the Academia or something?
That probably means this was really important to him.
Ah, and here are a few bags of children's snacks. The packaging's completely deteriorated. Maybe that's where the smell was coming from.
Did he get those for you?
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Even when I was a child, I was never a fan of these kinds
He
of
tried
snacks.
at least.
He'd always say that he got them for me, but in the end, he always ate more than I ever did. Who even leaves snacks in a box like this anyway? Isn't that just common sense? Forget it. Let me see what else is in here. A razor, some buttons, a wool scarf, which from the looks of it probably belonged to a woman, and a hair clip?
I'm suddenly feeling a little
What?
scared.
I'm sorry, my lady, but this is just the kind of man he was. He probably saw this box as some kind of personal trash heap and dumped any and everything in there. 2 empty liquor bottles. Tell me, you guys, are these the kinds of things that a normal person would leave behind?
Probably not. It's an interesting man.
Huh? There's something in the book?
Oh, you're right. All right, I got it out. It seems to be a piece of paper with some writing on it. The bottom part's all damaged from moisture, though. Let's hope the writing didn't smudge. I was suddenly seized with an urge to write a letter after finishing this bottle.
Oh, God.
I just folded it up and left it in the bottle, though. If I end up forgetting about it, it won't really matter. To Dehya. It's a letter for me?
You don't need to read it out loud.
It's all right. I'll just read it out. If he went to the trouble of writing a letter, there must have been some important things that he wanted to say. Or at least record down.
My condition's becoming worse and worse. Can't even walk without a cane anymore, much less go out and have fun. Guess I don't have many days left.
This is gonna
If
hit
you're reading
you
this
hard,
letter,
isn't
then
it?
I suppose I'm already long gone. You were adorable as a baby. Everyone loved you. And regardless of whether you were crying or laughing, everyone enjoyed having you in the group. But once you grew a bit older, you were no longer nearly as happy or
Probably
cute.
Idris's fault.
It's probably Idris's fault. He was never up to any good.
Can you believe this guy? He can point the finger at himself.
Not wrong.
Anyway, back to the point. To summarize, I'm writing this so you would know not to feel sad for me, even if you end up finding out the truth. The reason being that
Huh?
I was never your father
What?
to begin with.
Wait, what?
Surely,
I don't know.
What do you mean?
I was quite formidable when
Who's
I
our
was
father
young,
then?
and 100 times cooler than some so-called flame main.
In your identity, right?
Really felt like the whole world was under my feet. With just a teeny tiny bit of effort, I felt I could rule over the entire desert. But as fate would have it, I went out into the desert for a drink one day and discovered a
So
baby
she was a
in the
desert
sands.
orphan.
You were just lying there, small and helpless. You were so tiny that if the wind blew for just a little
Was
while
she abandoned
longer, you
then?
would have been buried forever. But your cries were so loud they made my head hurt. Now that I think of it, you really were a bundle of energy.
Sounds like he's serious.
I told
Right.
Idrisi and the others that I had slipped up with a woman while out and about. None of them even doubted me. I'm sorry that I had to lie to them for so long, but
So
I
that wasn't
really
even the
had no other
case.
choice. I was their most esteemed leader, after all. It's not like I could just tell them that I suddenly wanted to play at being a father. At this rate, I'll puke up all the liquor I just drank from this bottle.
Oh.
Anyway, Dehya, you possess the kind of freedom and kindness that we could only dream of. As far as how you should live your life, that'll be up to you to decide.
That's why you wanted her to, because she knew it wasn't her father, and she wanted her to have a free life, not bound to the rules of the Trollocs, which is why all of everything happened.
That's the end of the letter. In the end, he was still thinking of me as a little child.
It did mean he cared for you. Maybe not in the best way, but he tried.
I suppose. Or I would have suffocated under the sand a long time ago.
He was a good father to you. The fact that he wasn't a blood relative doesn't change that.
Yeah. It's just a pity that we had to learn the truth of everything like this.
Yeah.
Do you already have some ideas about the decision that he wanted you to make?
I do. If he first found me alone in the sands, then I want to try my hand at finding the person who abandoned me.
Yeah, that's the thing, like, we don't know who it is. That's just cruel, though.
I just have one wish. To tell them a story.
Your story?
That there once existed a childish and foolish jerk with a heart of gold. And that only under his care was I able to grow and mature into the person I am today.
If you end up finding any leads, can you share them with us? We go on adventures all the time. Maybe we'll be able to find some information for you.
Sure, I appreciate it.
Oh,
I
not
wasn't
the music,
expecting you
too.
to be so enthusiastic.
This music actually hits you.
I'll help too.
Thank you. All of you. Thank you so much. My life has certainly had its twists and turns, but I've always considered myself lucky, because no matter where I've gone, I've always been surrounded by incredible kindness.
Wow, I've watched teaser, by the way. My reaction isn't on YouTube, but I did watch it on stream, and it is different now. The reason why she was donating to people to charity with the orphans. Wow, I was not expecting this type of story. That was awesome, though. Might have been one of my favorite story quests. I mean, not my favorite. Raiden's, Zhongli's Act 2, those are pretty better, like pretty good. But like not in terms of like sadness and stuff, but like in terms of epicness. This one, that was pretty amazing. Also kind of depressing, not gonna lie. Anyways, I'm gonna end up here. By the way, it's not a common thing that a story quest can actually make me tear up. So congratulations to your story quest. I mean, Yonkai happens a lot more often, not gonna lie. In Genshin, not as much, but this one did it. Anyways, I'm gonna end up the stream here. That was pretty awesome. Leave in a comment. Did you guys enjoy the story? Did you not? I personally really